Hello, everybody, and we are live at Saturday Night Comics. This is episode 10, and we're featuring a special Herds reads, so we will be sharing some reads. We've got Paul in the 619 and Zombie Joe. We are missing, obviously.
What's up?
Yeah. We are missing part of our original Musketeer. He will be out this show in a couple more, but if y'all blow him up and hit him up, maybe he'll come back to us.
He's dead.
I might.
Condolences, RIP to, what is it on Gotham City Comics? I'm like, what is it on Insta? Gotham
You already
City
forgot
Comics.
who he was. He's gone for 2 days.
I know.
Wow.
My bad.
Wow.
Wait, restart, rewind. Yeah, Gotham City Comics. Mike, aka Mike. Hopefully he doesn't. Well, he's not watching this because he's out right now, so totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
He'll never see it. Who cares?
Yeah. He'll never see it.
You suck, Mike. You suck.
Now we'll know for sure if he sees it because he will definitely cry if you said that to him.
Yep.
Well, that or he'd be like, "Well, how hard?" So,
Right.
we have nobody in the chat yet, which is fine. We do have one person watching us, but we can go ahead and just start then with
Which one of your kids is watching?
I know, right? That's what I was thinking. But they're
Family
supposed
show.
to pop in at some
Not
point
really.
because they do have the raw nerdy packs I packed for them. They haven't opened them yet because I just haven't had time. So they might
Nice.
open it on here. So they might sneak in. And Theo, I just got done dyeing his hair red, which is why I'm starting to get red again. But this dark hair takes a long time to get red. But I am
I've
going
seen
back to red.
so many kids out and about with dyed hair, like for the summer.
Well, no, they
blue
just
hair,
Jack
purple
asked
hair,
me, my 14-year-old, and I just love the fact that he's starting to love himself again. So I'm like, more power to it.
Let's go.
So I got him some red, and then I said, I'm gonna go with it because I've been wanting to go back to red. But every time I ask Tonio, he's like black, because dark brown is my natural hair color. He likes both, but I don't know. I think he's just because I did red for a hot minute.
Yeah.
But I
That's
love
cool.
red.
All the way to the tips.
All the way. My hair just does it
Wow.
weird. Yeah. So like in the sun, it'll look more red, and then after I do it a couple more times, it'll get more red again. And then I don't know if you were following me at the time, but way back like last year, I think I was red, and I was very red. So I wanted to maybe get to that again. We'll see. But it was like my poison ivy era.
Red.
Yeah, do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Do it.
That would. Yeah. Grown ass.
So
man
now I
with a
have
red
two
beard.
kids with red hair, and then he's
Well,
like,
I'm jealous. I can't grow that.
well, and then my kid's like, don't turn my hair orange because then I'll be a ginger. I said, honey, red hair is ginger. So and he started laughing, and I'm like, and he's like, what? Like it was a cool experience to watch because like Theo's like, and then he's gonna get so mad no, this kid doesn't watch it though. But my oldest, my 14-year-old goes, can I poop with my hair? I said, what? He said, can I go take a shit basically? But he said, can I take a poop? And I'm like, with your dyed hair, yeah, you can use the bathroom. He thought he couldn't use the bathroom till he washed out the dye. I'm like,
oh no, you let it sit in, right?
yeah, but you can use the bathroom.
Yeah. He thought it would come off if he went to the bathroom. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was an interesting day today for sure. And then my other kids did something too real silly, but I can't remember. But they were being silly. But I dyed their hair red, so we'll see how it looks. So he might have red when he pops on. I'm actually made a couple packs for you, Joe, that I'm going to be sending you. So I'm excited for them. Because I feel like you of all people will like this little gimmick I'm working on, so you can give me feedback on it if it's good or not.
I got a box of stuff I got to send you too. I'm just lazy, so it's sitting here behind me.
I just haven't had time. Going the whole post office thing is like.
Yeah, and I'm going to be moving now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow. Far or?
Just to the next town over, closer to work.
How's that going though? The move thing, because you're still looking for a place and stuff.
We found a place, so now within the next month we're gonna move. So yeah, I gotta pack up all my nonsense.
Do you still have a ginormous green yard?
Yeah.
Good.
Still, but I won't have to worry about that. Oh no, at the new house, no, just a normal yard like in a normal house.
Oh, okay. So no
less
more
work.
Mowing lawns for hours?
No. Yeah, no more 5-hour yard work every weekend. So that'll be good.
Hey, that stuff keeps you fit though. That's like a free gym because yard work is no joke.
Yeah.
Right on mower?
No, push mower. Like, I don't know. You haven't seen my yard here, but it's massive. Like, it's
that's what I'm saying.
it's probably close to an acre.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
And he's out here just manually mowing.
Yeah. It's stupid. But no more. I'm over it. We're going to a normal house with a normal yard. It'll be much better.
Cool.
Yeah.
Has a basement?
No.
No basement?
I know. What am I going to do with all the bodies now?
Yeah. Well, and you don't have a yard. Yeah, you don't have a yard to bury them in. You don't have a basement.
Like, I guess we have a crawl space, so I guess we'll do that for the
Well, for
time
me,
being.
it's easy because I can just drive out to the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere.
Right. You don't need a yard. Just 5 minutes and you're there.
Which we don't have yards out here. Eventually, I want to get land, which I learned a little bit about in that little like in between job or whatever, which was interesting. But yeah, so I might end up buying land one of these days and building me a damn house. Tony and I, we could do it.
Nice.
I mean, he used to do a lot of like labor stuff, so he did like roofing for a bit, and he was taking care of the ranch.
If you get like one of those build like a tiny house or get like a shed that you convert to a house to start with and just,
That's what I thought about. Because honestly, I like like weird, like boho type, like, or farmhouse type vibes. Like I'm all over the place. So I can make it work. But I don't know. We thought about, so originally we talked about doing tiny house and then doing a couple additional eventually as like bungalows where people could stay over and then having a warehouse because we want to have events and stuff like that. That's our business that we want to have one day. Have the land, live off the land. We'll have stuff there on the land. We'll have places for my kids if they ever want to come back. But like with us being a family of 5 and all the stuff that we have, and like we all do our own thing. Like we're kind of independent. I mean, you guys see me like, it's not like Tony and I are tied to the hips. Like we do our own thing. So we need space. So I don't know if a tiny house.
You're basically going to start a hippie commune in the desert.
100%. No, and I've told several people, I think this is to Rick, I've said it the most to, I will literally, the minute that things go sideways, they're already going sideways, but I'm not interested in this whole like government politics. I don't care about that shit. And this is obviously a channel for that. But my thing is like the minute things go sideways, I'm out. I'm off grid. I'm doing my own thing. I'm starting a commune. Literally. Yep. And it's not even it's like gonna be so fucking free that you don't even gotta wear clothes if you don't want to.
Oh Lord.
I'm being dead serious though, because like it just gets fucking hot. Like I'm at Sam's Club now, and like I have to wear a uniform, and like they literally tell you like the girls got to stay tucked away, and I'm like, what? They tell you what to wear.
If you're gonna do this whole commune thing, you better not do it in Nevada. It's too friggin' hot out there in the desert.
Well, that's why I'm like clothes are optional.
Sunburn, everybody's black as hell.
Well, no, but we just learned how to neighbors apply that fucking sunblock and help your neighbor out too. Everybody should be comfortable enough to be able to just lather up. Dude, this is so bad. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. If I'm gonna start a commune though, yes, everybody should be a little bit
commune. Well, what did I miss? I was only gone for like 2 seconds.
Right. Everybody should be definitely scared, but super excited because I'm telling you, your girl knows how to have fun. Okay.
We went full off the rails as soon as you walked away.
Of course, we got Melon and Manga, and definitely check out her work. She's her work, her shows and stuff. She's gonna be.
I still gotta send her.
What is it? One Collection Down. At One Collection Down. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, Sheena. You can correct me. Yeah, Fable. So check out their channel. I'm excited to see it. They're calling it Bags, Boards, and Woman. Badass Woman or something. Bags, Boards, and Badass Woman. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Sheen, I'm trying to plug you. I should have looked it up. But anyways, you know what I mean. They're going to be doing that in July, which is awesome. Nice. July's my birthday month. Nice. So Badass Woman, I'm like all about that. So
if they're both going to be on that show, I'm down. They're awesome.
Well, this is Sheena is going to be on there.
Where's Fable going to be? Is he a guest?
I guess I don't know how it's going to be, but there's the 4 of them. It's like her. I know Lady's going to be on there. And then there's 2 other women, Madam Blaster, and then there's one other one. Yeah.
Yeah, Madam.
But I don't know. I don't know who's going to be on it. To be honest, I'm new to Fable, but now because of Sheena, I'm going to follow Fable. Because, I follow Sheena and I see her content. So usually, that's who I see or whatever. But I like to look at other channels and stuff because of other people because it's cool to see. You might vibe with it. But yeah, so she's going to be on there. So that's going to be super cool for July.
Nice.
All right, so let's get into it. Then let's just do shout outs and stuff and go on with news. So we can, and we got Sheena now, so we're set. We can start the show. Today, like I said, it's going to be mainly reads. I know, right? Well, we have 2, but someone's being shy. We're going to go over reads a lot today because this is like our Heard Reads special edition or whatever. So for some of us who don't read as much, we got people who are watching. I also obviously watch a lot of stuff. And I've been watching wild stuff lately because when I'm in that, like when I'm mentally unstable, I watch like, just weird off-base shit and not like as nerdy stuff. So I'm happy to share
always?
it. Yeah, basically always. Basically. Each week his woman will be guest. Okay, so yeah, so Fable will have him and his crew on there with a guest. Perfect. Dang, okay, Sheena. Up there with the big boys.
This woman will be a guest on the Fable show.
Actually, opposite.
Fable will have his
They're
crew
with
on
you.
there.
You're the big boys.
So it's every Friday then.
Yeah, so each Friday that month, July.
Nice.
So definitely check that out because that'll be really cool. I know I'll be watching it, or at least watching the rewind, because now again I'm owned by somebody, so my time is theirs. Just kidding. It's only when I'm on the clock. So okay, so shout outs for the past. So before we go with upcoming news, this past couple of weeks have been BSCC June cover challenge, which has been majority, probably like 90% of the month. We gave up hashtag dates based on national holidays or regular holidays, where we could support a lot of different things like Pride Month, Juneteenth, and this is all for the Black Sheep Comic Book Club. We did also the men's mental health awareness month as well, where we advocated for them. So there's a lot of random hashtags we threw in there that would, be good for men to see or be a part of. So definitely big shout out to them and that. Oh, wow. Looks good. I'm live though right now. Jack just came in with his hair all red. Do you want to show?
Sure. Show us your hair.
Show us your hair, boy. Down.
Let me see your hair.
Look at that. Boy. That looks cool. You want to come in? Yeah, yours looks good too. Yours looks red. Come here. You being shy?
See, I'm like towering over.
Oh, wow.
Look how red it looks on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look right.
I like it.
What do you mean?
Looking boys right there.
Mine's really
yeah, yours is really red. No, it looks really good. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out how I wanted.
Very cool.
Yeah. Good. I'm excited.
Because it actually came out dark. I didn't know. I thought I was thinking it was going to come out.
You didn't.
But so basically for that, we also did a lot of hashtag stuff like except for men's mental health work. I think my favorite one that everybody participated in was the ones for like Donald Duck Day and those ones like in the beginning, Donut Day and stuff like that. I saw some really cool posts from that for sure. But we have one more left, and that's June 30th, which is BSCC Influencer. And the graphic is super cool for that one. Don't know who made it, but they were really cool. No, but it is a really cool one. And then basically we're just shouting out all of the really cool YouTube channels that we watch and stuff by posting something that has to do with social media influencers. I'm going to do a selfie variant. There's a bunch of selfie variants that came out. You know, that pose where they like with friends or by themselves where they have the phone and then they kind of like pose. You know, that kind of thing. Or like you can do recording.
There's a Spider-Gwen one that was really cool.
Yeah, I think that's the one that I'm thinking of. Yeah, I saw someone I think post that.
Yeah.
I have a green Hornet one, I think. And it's like with the alien guy, which I really like that one anyways, that variant. But so I'm thinking about posting that one. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of ones that are for influencer stuff. There might even be covers that are based off of influencers. I don't really know because I don't really follow that kind of stuff. But we can support the YouTube community. So the graphic is cool because it does shout out the different shows. Like we put Paul on there, we put Air Pirates, we put Low Grades, we put everybody on there that's in the Black Sheep Club, just to kind of shout out the ones that are in our club. And then, of course, the Black Sheep will have a YouTube channel soon. It's already up, though, so you can follow it.
Yeah, it's already up. We're just not putting anything on there.
Right.
Not yet. We will.
We will one day.
Yeah, we will. And we're going to get a lot more stuff in here, too, where we can do different shout-outs and stuff. We'll get more videos going, too, for the different stuff that we're working on. But as far as upcoming, Joe?
Okay, yeah. So things are happening. So yeah, BS Black Sheep Comic Club. Like Sabrina said, we just finished up this whole June thing where we did all the random hashtags throughout the month. July is going to be a lot less. It's hot as hell, and everybody's tired and busy with the kids and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit lighter. It's just going to be a week-long event, July 7th through July 13th, and it's hashtag BSCC Explode the Feed. So kind of holiday-centric around 4th of July and America and summer kind of themed hashtags for that week. So just the 1 week, 7 days. Should be pretty good. Like Sabrina said, we had really good turnout for this most recent one. I didn't post too much. I'm sorry. I'd started a new job, so I've been extremely busy.
And you're moving.
And I'm moving.
Because it takes him like 3 days to mow his lawn. So
yeah, my whole life is a disaster right now. But yeah, so 1 week in July, and then we will leave you alone. But that doesn't mean you can't post, right? So like for me, sometimes I get tired of doing just the regular hashtags. I have a crazy collection, so it's hard for me to go with some of the hashtags. So like a couple weeks ago, I did a spotlight on an artist that I had met recently at a con. Right, so for the whole week, I just posted books from that artist, and that was really cool. You know, I got to talk to them. I talked to them throughout the whole thing. They reposted my stuff. Night of the Chihuahuas and Pork Chop Express Productions.
Which is really cool because now I'm like, I need that series. So it's cool to see a new series too. Yeah. Because I didn't know about it.
Yeah, and I got to know the guys from, who put it out. Really cool people, so it's like now I have this comic book series I'm collecting, and I actually talk to the people that created it. It's like this whole thing now. It's not just a book. Now it's much more than that. So sometimes it's cool to do something different, and engage with people on a different level. So I recommend doing that. Maybe, you have a favorite artist or a favorite series, tag the writer, tag the artist, try to interact with them. Sometimes they'll talk to you. Sometimes they don't. Some people have too many followers, too many messages. But it's cool if you get to talk to these people. Really cool.
Definitely, yeah. And you get to kind of get that unique perspective too, because sometimes it changes the way that you see the book. Because sometimes they have a whole other meaning behind it. Because I talk to a lot of, that's what I like to do at the cons, is talk to the local artists, ones that are just starting out. And it's cool to see. Last one was I met the guy who did Boxy Boy, and that was one I did the year before, from my local comic book shop. And now they're at the con, so it's cool. They're up leveling. So now they're starting on another series, another run. But now I can chat with them and get to know them before they're big, or like you said, they get too busy.
Yeah. So I got to hear the whole backstory of how this series started. I got to see other issues that came, because this series came out a few years back, right during COVID. So I got to see a lot of the covers that I didn't know existed. I got to see some of the stuff that's coming out ahead of time for the new Kickstarter. Shameless promo. Night of the Chihuahuas, Volume 2 is going to be on Kickstarter very soon. So make sure you check that out. But so I mean, it's just awesome. You get to talk to these people, right? And that's what the social media is supposed to be for. It's not about how many likes and stuff. It's to meet and talk to people. So it's cool to actually do that.
Well, I think it's important too, because then it encourages to keep going. If so many of us, give up on that passion, or don't have passion or lose it, then the industry goes down. And right now, the industry is super popular, which is kind of cool to see. And I know we don't usually talk about trends like that. Eventually, this show will have definitely more of that stuff for everybody, but we're still getting used to coming on here. But I do follow a lot of that stuff. I'm on TikTok, I'm on all these different things, and I do see the different things that trend and go back and forth. And being a nerd is cool now. Don't know that I'm a fan of it, because I don't like mainstream, and usually when things get too popular, it actually turns me off. But I can get with it, because it's cool industry overall. Because one, there's more chance and opportunity that people are reading, and actually understanding people's art. Because reading is a whole other perspective of just collecting for titles or the artist or the cover. Or, there's just so many value, sometimes we're just collecting books for value, but people who actually read them and stuff are the ones that are continue the industry, because people will continue to write them really well. It won't just become a picture thing where then all of a sudden it's an art world. Because I feel like it was going pretty digital or art printy for a while, and then now comic books are cool again.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that you especially on the major cons, you can't get away from con exclusives, and pretty much what people are buying. Pretty much what they're buying is the cover,
exactly.
Not the meat in the inside, not the interior stuff. So yeah,
and we're all guilty of it though. Like I've loved all these monsters that came out, all the Mark Spears and all stuff. But if you read it, it's just the same. It's just the same story from a long time ago when comics didn't really have to have a story and they just needed to be more of like an action or like a feeling or like a lot of times it was more pictures. Now there's a lot more writing in them and stuff, and some are like almost books. And then you have the ones that are just art even now. So, like you said, it becomes like where people are just buying the cover or the art because now they're putting the cover art into books. But the reading is what's going to keep the industry alive because then people, writers, editors, and all of the people other than just the artists can actually have, make a living, and that can still be an industry. Whereas if we're just doing art, you can do that without, like COVID showed that, right? You could go to cons, you can draw, you can sketch, you can sell it online. But like with publishing, there's still a whole process. And so with publishing comes a lot of work and business for people, to actually be able to like survive, because we're like losing a lot of jobs. So, but we're getting distracted. But yeah, so for upcoming news was what we were going for. Night of the Living Chihuahuas.
Night of the Chihuahuas.
Oh, Night of the Chihuahuas. See, now I'm adding in living. But that one actually looked really cool. So I want to take a look at that number 2 that's going to come out. But I mean, even the first one looked really cool too. But I imagine the second will be even better.
Yeah, a lot of different variants, a lot of different artists, just cool covers. So definitely worth checking out. But yeah, other than that, like I said, our social media stuff, our hashtags, just that 1 week, and then everybody enjoy your summer. But make sure you still post other stuff. This is all supposed to be fun, so make it fun.
Yeah, and don't be so heavy on like what we're saying anyways. Like some people are like, well, I don't have anything to post. I see that a lot, and it honestly makes me cringe because it's like, who the fuck am I to tell you what to post? Post whatever you want. I'm just trying to inspire an idea. So just because it says donut in the hashtag, this is what I said last time. So eat a donut, and if you can't get a donut, then just post a book and be like, damn, wish I was eating a donut while I read this book. Like,
if you
whatever.
Can't get a donut, then you're poor. Get out of our club.
Yeah, right. Well, you get a donut, then why do you have a comic book? Like, no.
Yes.
Well, the big thing is the creativity.
Yeah, exactly.
When we say, do this, it's kind of neat to see what the community does with
Sponsored by Munster.
Yeah. But like for me, like I actually was on vacation and I found a book that fit perfect for one of the theme days, but I was like a week late, but I still posted it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that. I actually saw someone else doing that too. And there's someone new that started following and joined in. I think they know Matt. It's like Ron something, Ronan something. So shout out to them. Sorry, it's not your full shout, but we've been reposting them on our stories. So check out our stories. But they joined in and they just been throwing out ones that they kind of just liked or vibed with. But yeah, if you don't have something to post, but you missed one, post it. Because obviously it's really cool that hashtag inspired it. But these hashtags, the whole point is to create new hashtags for people to post and move on with. Because like Joe said, people get tired of using and reusing the same hashtags. I do too. Because one, I just feel like at that point, I'm just posting to post that hashtag. Like sometimes you want to just post a book because you want to post it. So like, I'll just do that. But a lot of these hashtags we're doing can be like mended or molded into, pretty much anything to post whatever you want.
Yeah. And the thing is that there's a lot of people that lean towards certain platforms. Like I've noticed like Batmite, Doreen, she's heavy on IG. She doesn't post too much on Facebook or YouTube, but man, she knocks it out of the park when it comes to her Instagram. So just post what you're comfortable with. You know what I mean? Because, like for me, I do a little bit of YouTube, but I do a lot of IG as well. So, I don't do Twitter. I don't post anything as far as content on Facebook. I pretty much do only family stuff on Facebook.
I thought you were going to say OnlyFans. I was like, what? Shameless plug. I was going to say, don't forget to plug
only on Facebook.
Backwoods Joe at
Oh, nice.
onlyfans.com.
Yeah, no,
Please follow. He has to
definitely
move.
use a platform that you're comfortable with, but definitely tag people in the community,
Tag people.
so
Yeah,
they
don't forget to tag them.
know that you are posting.
Well, and even
Uh,
just because it encourages other people to post. Like the more you're tagging
yes,
people, they start to do it. And don't stop
yeah,
just because you don't always get a tag back. Some of us get busy. But I promise you
yeah,
that the tags are what makes it feel community. You feel community and then you feel that like inspiration to continue it going. But that's the whole point. It's like when you go to Starbucks and you're paying it forward and then someone stops the chain and just takes the free drink. Like don't be that guy, but also be that guy sometimes. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
sometimes you just want free coffee. But you just spoiled it and like no more pay it forward. You can't pay it forward and continue it if people aren't tagging back.
Well, and another thing, when you do post, and like Sabrina said, you do inspire other people. So yeah, keep it up. Do you. You know what I mean? Do post what you
Do you
like.
boo?
Yeah.
Hashtag do you boo. There you go. Boom. Do you boo?
See, there you go. We just created another one. Then we'll
Everybody
add
go
that in
post that today. Yeah, right. Well, July is fun because it's like if you want to be that big badass collector that I hear that from a few, not a lot. A lot of people are interested in the randoms like we are, but there's the ones that are like, oh, I want to be just badass and banger. Fine. So show up for July because that's 7 days of explosive stuff that you find. Again, it doesn't have to be a value though. I'm going to be posting whatever I want. Sometimes it's a key, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I don't even mention that it's a key. Like I threw up the first, which Joe knew, but that's because I knew you would know. But first time ever having Hellraiser on a actual cover. I bought that book the other day at a con, but I wasn't like
fun
flashy
fact,
about it. I just wanted to share that I got to add that to my collection.
I'm not trying to steal your spotlight here, but yeah, so I messaged you about that, and I was always under the impression that was first appearance of Pinhead in comics.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's first cover. He doesn't actually appear in the book.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? He doesn't.
You thought
Cenobites,
appearance. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So him and the Cenobites don't actually appear until the second issue.
Right.
But everybody always says that book there is the first appearance, but he's not in the book at all.
No, yeah,
he's
just
only on the cover. Yeah,
that's interesting though. Yeah, because people do confuse those things sometimes, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing sometimes. But this one that I got was from Shimpson Comics, and they're really good about being like really like they can back what they're putting. They don't just put stuff on there. So they always put on too what you're buying if they know it's something. And if it's not really, then they'll just like kind of like put something quirky, which I love. Like I picked up this Clive Barker one, and actually might have it here. But it ended up being like a Marilyn Monroe homage or whatever. So they just will put that, like maybe this is that homage. If they don't know for sure, they're not going to put it for sure. But that's what I like about them because they put that on there because I too was thinking it was the first, but it's not. It's the cover appearance.
Yeah.
But it's still really cool to add in there. But it's not why I'm posting it, right? Because like I wanted to post it because I was just excited about the book, and I think I did it for Coffee and Monsters. Because again, you can hashtag pretty much anything. I love Coffee and Monsters posts.
So when I was on vacation, I visited a friend in Maryland, and I haven't posted a video yet. I'm gonna put it together, but the guy actually had actual movie props from certain movies.
It was really cool.
And he
saw that.
Yeah, he has props from like Hellraiser. So
that doll thing was so cool.
He's got a lot of. He's like the majority of his collection is like horror stuff because he's like him and his wife are like big horror fans. But then he had stuff like John Wick, Hellboy, what else? Judge Dredd. Stuff kind of like more my interests. But man, his stuff was just next level.
Those are kind of like horror mainstream ones. So I feel like because like I collect those guys too. So I feel like they are like Hellboy and stuff. Those are a little bit of horror vibes.
Yeah,
just the
guy was a different level.
Sheer amount of stuff that you showed in the pictures of his place, like he had so much stuff.
Yeah,
like I was shocked.
Just really liked like the unique stuff because a lot of people have
like
that cube. Well, a lot of people have that cube, but that doll and stuff like that stuff, I'm like, what? Like people do not have that stuff. That is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's Patrick Hardy. The thing is, he's one of the guys in my my live stream on Tuesdays, so it was kind of cool to meet him. I met Rob Fatstack. It's funny because we're both from California, but we both had to go to North Carolina, Charlotte, to meet each other. It was wild.
How far are you guys apart?
What's
you
that?
Like you guys a couple hours or something? Or?
Well, I live in like San Diego area. He does San Francisco, Northern California. Yeah, but we have yet to meet. We were both at WonderCon, but we didn't bump into each other.
Really? Oh wow. Yeah. See, I missed WonderCon this last year. We went to Disneyland instead because we had to pick and choose. That's when I separated. Was right before then, unfortunately.
Good choice.
Yeah, and so we did Disney.
Disneyland is right next to the Anaheim Convention Center, so you could you're just like right across the street.
Well, and we usually do both. That's why we do that, because we go stay right there. We do hit both, and it's just cheaper than having to do 2 separate vacations. So we started doing that 2 years ago. So this was our second year going, and so we didn't want to miss Disney because we can go to cons here, and I don't mind local small shows. It's actually sometimes my favorite. WonderCon was cool, but it was a little overwhelming for me just because of my anxiety. I hide it really well. But a lot of people is like intimidating. I want to be like you, but it's not. Like, I like people, but like it's like, so many of them.
Next month is San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, if you don't like crowds, San Diego Comic-Con is not the place to be.
I don't mind them, like, cause I just do it. Like, I just get stoned out of my mind, and then like I just show up and I'm there. And, like, when I show up, I'm there. Like, I do everything 120%. Yeah. But like, if I could choose, ideally, like I would definitely want a less crowded venue for sure, because it's just more intimate. Like, you can do more and just be a part of it, rather than just being like. Like you're like shuffling around like a freaking, what do you call those, like nasty little sardine? Like you're a sardine in a sardine can.
Nasty little. God,
Paul is going to SD.
Yeah. Well, I live here, but it doesn't mean that tickets are easy to get.
I would say they're not.
I'm gonna say it here. I have the opportunity to talk on a panel at Comic-Con, and one of the perks is you get a 5-day pass. The person that invited me says that I'm in, but I'll be like I'm not gonna believe it until I have the pass in my hand.
Right.
But, it should be fun.
That seems like a hell of a deal.
It seems like a really good deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him I'll talk too.
Yeah, tell him I'll get on that podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What kind of podcast are you doing, Paul?
Panel. That will be dope. When we have our Black Sheep panel, woo!
I know, right?
Yeah. Let's go.
But Paul, what kind of channel are you getting on?
What's that?
What kind of channel are you getting on, though? Do you know? Because he could have you be doing anything.
It's not a channel. It's a panel.
Oh.
I'm gonna be talking in front of a bunch of like random people.
Oh shit! And you're good with that?
What's that?
You're good with that?
You're good with that?
Yeah. I we'll find out. We're gonna find out. We'll see.
We definitely need a Black Sheep panel. I feel like it's funny because like we're in this new club, but I do honestly laugh at it. And this is something that I think only I said to maybe Tonio, but like, because I'm the black sheep or whatever in my family. Like, so it's kind of funny. I'm like a black sheep everywhere. But that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start sharing my reads after Joe gets his art going.
I don't know if I'm gonna have time. Like, we're already 35 minutes in here. Like,
you're fine.
This is gonna be extra. It's gonna be extra bad today.
It's fine.
Like, it's normally bad, but it's gonna be really bad.
It's always great. I feel like it's gonna be even better with it being rushed, and I love this idea. Why don't you make it easy then on yourself and just do like a black sheep vibe?
A black sheep?
Yeah, vibe. So it could be anything.
Vibe.
Yeah.
Vibe. Anything. Okay.
Then I will start with my reads, which look at this fucking fat stack, dude. So I told myself I was going to continue reading as much as I possibly could, even though I have no time. And then do a really big fat read haul at the end of each month. So I'm going to make it super quick and easy because I'm only going to really dive into like top 3, but I'm going to share the book and the vibe. Sometimes I'm going to open it up because, again, I read these all throughout the month, and dude, I'm a stoner, so I have to remind myself. Let's not lie. But this one I'm going to start with because this is definitely a top 3. I'm definitely going to speak on this one. Joe, I think you had maybe you wanted I think Bug Wars, which I do have here on top 3. But Mommy Blog.
Bug Wars.
This one was
Never heard
fucking
of it.
phenomenal. This just came out. Image put it out. This is issue. This is a one shot. I think they might be making more or something though. Sometimes they'll do a one shot and they'll test it out. So I can't remember with this one. But this one
just
I just picked this up like a week ago.
Series.
Yeah, and so I hope they do because this was incredible. It's definitely what you think it is. It's about because the cover you can see it's like a horror vibe, but it's this mom and she's like the perfect Pinterest mom. And like she even looks like a freaking housewife. And, she's in this neighborhood full of housewives and all this stuff going on. But she's like this badass mom who like while she's doing all this normal everyday like chores, she's also doing like other shit. Like she kills somebody, but like that person was kidnapping kids and like raping them and stuff. But then like at the end, you find out that like she set it up. She kidnapped all the kids and made it look like it so that when he got killed, no one would question it. All because she knew he had done it to someone else and was going to do it to other people. So it's like she escalated the issue to basically, make it okay that he died so that no one would question who did it. Like, I don't know how like that's so manipulative. Like, it was very, very creative. Yeah, it was very crazy. And then like she hosts the school dance and stuff for the kids. Let me see if I can find it. And then she puts like some sort of stuff in the juice so that everyone starts vomiting, which was like a distraction while she went and killed the dude. Like she like actually hurts people to like do all this stuff, but then like makes it okay.
Wow.
So then at the end she goes rescue these kids. Right. Well, she goes rescue them and they're like, dude, lady, you put us here. Because she's like, oh, you're fine. I'm rescuing you. And they're like, but you put us here. So it's like, she's like, no, you're just delusional. Like, you're fine. And then, like, she gets away with all this stuff. And, like, she's back to being, a mom and a wife and a whatever. So I hope they make this a series because, like, dude, I was into it. Super into it. Tales.
Sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, I loved it. Tales from the Dead Astronaut. This is exactly as it sounds like. We're talking space, apocalyptic, whatever. Not top 3, but it was really cool. It was
How are packs? Can we open them?
You want to open the packs? Yeah, just let me go through the reads. The boys are going to open up their packs. We'll probably do it at the end, actually, when Joe's hopping off, because I probably have a little bit longer, and then I got to hop off, too. But, like, they got all the space aliens and monsters and stuff, so the graphics are really cool. So this one was definitely more of a graphic. But the story was cool, too. Like I said, it's very space, sci-fi, end of the world vibe, which is cool because a lot of times they don't really take it to space like that. Space is usually where you go to like outlive it. Death Rage. This is like literally feels like a video game, but it was cool. Underground publishing titles. This is Merc, issue 1 of it. Ramco. I did this for a Fat Ass Fridays a while ago, but I decided to read it because again, this is like a sci-fi action. It's like a female John Wick almost. But they made a bunch of these, so this series.
Just the cover alone, like I'll buy it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why I bought it. But it actually is pretty cool. Like it reminds me of some of the games that I've played, like Cyberpunk, or even the Spider-Man.
Cyberpunk, yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, she reminds me of the female John Wick kind of, because she's like this badass, like anti-hero, I guess. Our favorite one that I don't say right. Which one, Joe?
Pin Apocalypse.
I did the next ones in the issue. This is 2 and 3. It should be 2 and 3. This one again, still super badass. Like this woman who we still don't really know much about because she just showed up to basically rescue our main character, which is the girl in the red. She was supposed to get married. They get married off as like little Stepford housewives at 18 or something like that, or 16 or something. And then basically that's the rest of their life. And so in the beginning, they're kind of like, the dad's like very like dark humor, and like the wife like hated her life and stuff. And then like this was their daughter, who was basically, I think she's undercover lesbian basically, but they just haven't said it. So she didn't actually want to get married. She wanted to like experience life. So now she really is, because she's like literally at the end of the world with zombies and shit. So it's cool. Like I said, it's literally like watching. It's like reading Walking Dead, but with 2 badass women. So
cool.
Rick and Morty, not one of my favorite Rick and Mortys. I had like force myself to read through. It just wasn't my favorite. Maximum Goda. This is issue 1. But like this guy is basically makes this whole scene up for them to show up, and he like almost kills them finally, but then they save the day like every other time. But I don't know. He's like a watch or a clock or something like that Morty messed up on or something that like comes to life. It wasn't that good. Like I said, I just wasn't really into it. And I love animated stories, so it wasn't that. I just didn't really like the evil character guy, the way they did him.
Nice.
This one is Ghost Rider. I actually chatted about this one because I did pick this up this month on low grades at one point. I like the history in it, and basically
this is Clayton Crane cover.
Yep. Yeah. I have both of his hard covers, but the other one I haven't read yet. It's in my box to read soon though. But that's why I picked it up originally. But I actually am glad I read it because I don't read a lot of Ghost Rider. But like a lot of the different stories had. Oh, sorry, I'm like behind on the chat. Of the pinup whatever. Yeah, the colors are very beautiful.
Pin-apocalypse.
I do like the new Rick and Morty though. Yes, I don't know. I just didn't like this story though. I don't know why. And this one isn't new though. This is older. So, but the new one that just came out, I've watched a little bit of it. I do love Rick and Morty. I actually have met a couple of the different artists that do the covers too here local, and gotten like different ones signed by them or like posters and stuff. So, I actually don't know where those ones went. But I have it backwards. So this one is like basically just talks about a guy who bought himself out of slavery, who then gets mistreated and misinterpreted as a slave, and then gets enslaved again, but basically watches his whole family get like killed, raped, murdered in front of him. So like he turns into the Ghost Rider because he sells his soul, which is weird because he still lost everything. So like it's just how desperate people can be and stuff. I guess it's cool, but the history was cool. It did go over the history and like, the war, and like, this man who basically was saved by this slave was like some sort of hero afterwards and tried to save him and go back for him, but he goes back and realizes he sold his soul to the devil. And so then
it's like a story of revenge.
Yeah, or even avenge, because like after he dies, even though he tries to get revenge, like he continues on after, like he just keeps going now. Like he hates the world. But then like that guy who became a hero, who was on the wrong side originally, who was fighting against slavery, not that he wanted to, it was just the side that he was, enlisted into. He is rescued and saved by the slave. He wanted to die on the army, floor, bed, whatever. But then thank you. But was saved by the slave and his family. So it's like kind of sad a lot because like he did go back, but it was like just barely missed it. So it's a really cool story. Like they go all through these like ups and downs. It's almost like a movie. Like could be a movie, and it's like one book or whatever, but it's a one shot. So it definitely ends it and everything like it should. I mean, they probably made a couple more after. Yeah, because this is issue 1 through 6. And then I did World of Darkness. This has been on my read list forever because I love the covers, so I got a lot of them. It was actually pretty cool. It was just about like this bougie. It was almost like Twilight meets Clueless. Like I don't know, it was very weird. Like these bougie vampires, who at the end it doesn't go into much in the first issue, so I don't want to give away too much of the full story because I did read more of it. But like. Basically bougie vampires. It's not really top read. This one is from you. From Paul. So I did read this one, which this one's really funny. It's like Walking Dead, but like a parody. So these two guys walk around with the mask, and that's how they like survive. But like one of the dudes walks around saying like he walks around going like brains, guts, balls, whatever, like funny shit. And then the other guy's like, you don't have to say that stuff. He's like, no, that's how I'm surviving. Like I'm practicing. I'm in character. So it's like a parody, kind of like on Walking Dead, which was cool.
Yeah, that's funny.
Inferno Red, Girl Red. I read this during Hell Week, which was obviously end of last month, but I didn't finish it till this month because I read only like half of it originally. It's cool.
A graphic novel?
Yeah, it's a graphic novel. And basically this girl is part demon but doesn't know it yet. So it's like almost like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but like a devil instead.
Huh. Okay.
I did read this one from the
Ooh.
new Monster series. Again, reading these, try reading them. It's kind of silly. It's like really silly, to be honest. But the
See, that's why I
mask,
didn't pick them up to begin with.
yeah, the story is like, I mean, it's pretty bad. Like, here, let me open one up. But it's pretty bad. That's what I meant by like,
Yeah.
sometimes we just collect for art. And I do love this cover, that don't get me wrong. But like, it's just super old timey, which is fine. But like, the actual story doesn't go anywhere. And then
See, and
at the end,
I knew that's how it would be, and I didn't pick it up, and then everybody blew their fucking nut over the first issue, and it went for crazy.
They
money.
did, yeah. Well, because I mean, like, look at this cover.
That's
This
beautiful.
to me reminds me of like a low grade, you know, but it's not low grade, so it's cool. Yeah, the story is like, yeah. I'm sad that I read it. Like, but this one, I love the mask, and this one was really, really cool. I've read a lot of them, and I have probably read this a long time ago. But this one is like this like dweeb guy who's with a hotter girl than he should be, you know, that kind of vibe. Basically, he would buy these old masks for him, and one of them ended up being the mask. And he ended up using it at one point because she was kind of a bitch to him. Everyone was a bitch to him. He was just a dweeb. So he starts using the mask, of course, and you know the next part of the story, he goes crazy and starts, you know, killing people. Actually, like these are actually pretty bloody. So not like the movie where like it's more mediocre. Like he tears it up and like kills people and shit. So it's very bloody. So Paul, maybe not for you, but it's very cool. Beneath the Trees, I did pick this up because everyone was grabbing the Giving Tree homage. I did not get my hands on that one, but all of them were really cool. They all reminded me of like classic cartoon, like Arthur and stuff, you know, growing up, or like what was that mouse one, Stuart Little or something. But the book is definitely different. It's horror. It's animals doing just horrific things. So it's not a children's book. Bug Wars. Now this one was actually really good. This is top
Jason
3.
Aaron, right? Jason Aaron.
Yeah. It's really good.
And this one is top 3. I love fucking all the bug stuff. A Bug's Tale, Bug's Life, Bugs, like whatever. I love it all.
Bugs.
Hello, staff.
Start over, please.
And then Grounded. I played the video game. I've done all the bug shit, right? Like I love the bug stories. So this is literally this, like just like that. There was this movie that came out. Crap, I cannot think of it. It's not during the Narnia ones. I can't think of it. But basically, there's like all these you know, colonies of insects and bugs and stuff that live in the backyard of this, you know, family usually, or there's a dad. I think in the movie it's like a dad and a single dad or whatever, because the wife died or the dad dies or something. I don't know, whatever. Someone dies every time, and then like the kid is discovering all this crap for the first time that the parent already knew about, like that kind of vibe. In this case, it's was it a little boy or a little girl? I can't even remember.
Little boy.
I think it's a boy.
Little boy.
Yeah. Younger brother.
Yeah, that's what it was. And you know, they go through, and this one has a lot more action though, which I really liked. But he does end up, you know, getting into the call in this first issue already. And the older brother is pissed off and obviously hates bugs because in this storyline, it's the dad that passed on.
Yeah.
And it's the mom and the 2 kids together. Yeah, so it always comes back to me. I'm such a stoner. But so he ends up freaking killing all his younger brothers. I'm not gonna say too much, but he ends up. I'm gonna tell you that part though. He ends up killing.
Well, you already spoiled it, so
I know, right? He ends up killing all his little pets, dude. His little bug pets.
Okay,
it was so sad.
This is the thing. You know, I'm not a big fan of horror, but I'm okay with violence, and this thing is violent. You know, it's not a cutesy, because you know how you said the animal, that comic with the animals is very adult. This, even though it's bugs, it's very adult. I mean, there's bugs
it's
have
like
orgies. They kill each other. Guys are getting decapitated.
No, it's cool, dude. It's dope.
It's
like as if HBO put it out. Like if HBO made the story, you know what I mean? Like, but I love that parts of it. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, this one too is not a children's book. And the satire between the family and stuff is a little bit cool to see though, because it's unique in the way that it's more like a movie. But this story was really, really good. So I'm excited. I'm gonna get the rest of them for sure.
Yeah,
and the covers are amazing. So
yeah.
And then I did
Peach Momoko.
Yeah, which I do collect a lot of her. I haven't been grabbing her necessarily like because I didn't grab this because I grabbed this for the read. But I do appreciate that it's her because I do like her work. But I just feel like I got so much of her stuff after a little while. Jenny Frizen has not gotten old for me. You know, Mark Spears will never get old, like people like that. But I don't know. Red Sonja, this is Mirka Andolfa, so of course I'm gonna read that because I love her. And this was cool. I mean, it's Red Sonja. It's a classic Red Sonja story. So, and this one's a pirates one, which was even cooler. So I'm going to read the rest of this one for sure. I think I already read the second one, and this is I read the first. I think I read 1, 2, and then this is issue 9. Which it wasn't weird that I jumped around. Like it didn't matter for that one. So. This next one, it also doesn't matter, but this is still my top read of the year, so I'm continuing it. Hello Darkness. Ooh. I went back and read issue 2 and 3 because I only did a reads on issue 1. So I did go backwards and read these, but I am caught up in reading. I think there's 6 of them right now. And again, I love it a lot. Like one of my favorite reads because it's got the different stories within it. So it's not one story. And they are real about their shit. So like they made a cover for Just Lust. Like they literally made the cover as like a cover by thing. This character is not a character in any of the stories. She's just made for the cover. So they do her in all different ways. And they made her red hair and stuff. So it was catchy. They gave her a body. Like they talk about it all. It's really kind of cool. But the stories don't involve her. The stories are all different stories. And there's a lot of really cool up and coming artists and stuff in there too. And writers. So that's a plus. This is a top 3, which I'm going to go quicker through these as I'm taking to. This is a top 3 because we all know it. I don't have to say it, but Exquisite Corpses. Oh, Lord. Yep.
You got it.
I did get this one, which I shared with you guys last time, which came with a card. I read it all. This is an amazing story. I love it. It's like, I don't know. It's almost like Purge meets Hunger Games. Like I don't know, it's wild though. But like they take over a whole. I guess the best way to say it without giving it away is they take over a whole town, and then like basically, there's a little bit of a manhunt, like but literally, we're talking mans and women's being hunted. You know,
mans and women's.
But the cards are cool because everybody basically picks and chooses their warrior or their the person that they think is going to win. Yeah, their fighter. And I got Pretty Boy as my first card, but he's actually a really dope guy. And then some of them are really good, some are bad, some are doing it like with honor, some are obviously doing it without honor. So it's cool. It's a cool vibe. And people are already dying. I'm only on issue 2, and there's been a lot of death, which is important because the money is what gets them. Oh, I guess I brought all my Hello Dark. So these are the different covers with her. I did read the rest of these, but I wasn't necessarily going to chat about them. But these are all the different covers they did of her. But they just kept using her over and over and made the covers based off of that woman that they created to basically sell the book, which was smart because like that got it sold probably a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Vane, this is also a vampire one. This is like, you know, a teen vampire. You know, they go out and they basically, it's like, again, more about like the snobby vibe and stuff, which is exactly what it says. Vane. All the vampires are Vane. They're all very beautiful looking. Not really much of a story. Monsters. This one I read with the other one. Again, same thing. Really not much to it. And then Feral and I have a lot of Hello Darkness. I'll have to share these covers too. Yeah, so most of this pile, luckily, I'm almost done because Feral and Hello Darkness is kind of where it ends. Feral is not for kids. Like Paul would say, not for kids. But it does look like it should be. It's got a lot of dogs and cats and stuff. But again, it's experiencing death and a little bit of a horror vibe to each one. So it's a really good read if you haven't read them. Those have been coming out forever. Actually since this year, I think. The rest of the Hello Darkness ones. I did end up reading all of these.
Feral was originally from Stray Dogs, right?
Yes. It's like the cat version, but it's still like this one's got the rat and the cat. So there's still like other ones that appear in it. They still have like the dogs too, but this is supposed to be the cat version. So they came out with the dogs first and then the cats. The dog one is even more sad of a story. But maybe just because dogs are just, I don't know. The cats are really smart. So sometimes
People
these cats
like
have
dogs more.
Yeah, I'm actually a cat person too, though. But these covers were amazing, so I love these covers. And those are my reads. That was a lot.
That's awesome.
Oh, but it was a really fun reading though, because I made time for it, and that's what I loved. Because like for me, it was like a couple times I would be like, okay, I'm gonna go do this or that, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take it easy and just read for a bit. And then I just get stuck there and I'm just reading. But usually I multitask because I have ADHD, so like. I'm usually have either a show on in the background or music while I'm doing that. And then, whatever else I'm doing on the side while I'm reading. Because I can't just read.
Very cool. So I just got back from vacation. And while I was on vacation, I actually read two things. One comic, the comic that I read, it takes place in the Spawn universe. It's issue 1, Blood Letter. I read it. It's all right. It's okay. It's about this character right here. She actually started out as just a regular person, and Spawn goes into her world, and I guess there was Al Simmons. When he starts out, he's a mercenary, and he actually wasn't a very good guy, and he ends up killing like some of her family, and then later on she gets powers, and she's set on getting revenge and killing Spawn. So that's how it starts out. Again, I thought it was an okay read. I will continue reading it and see where the story goes. It might get better. And the thing is, so far, pretty much, I love the majority of the titles from Spawn. So I'm gonna give this probably a couple more chances. I'll read 2 and 3 and see where it goes. But what I did finish reading, I finished reading this book. I flew to the East Coast. It was about 5-6 hours to the East Coast, 5-6 hours back. So the majority of this I read on the plane. I did a little bit in the hotel rooms that I was staying in. It's pretty much the first book in the Drizzt series. So pretty much it's the early history of Drizzt and his panther, Gwynniver. I don't know. I can never say his name right. This is his pet, magical pet panther. I read these books when I was in high school, but that was like 30 years ago. So for me to read them 30 years later, it's amazing. It's like I'm reading it for the first time. Because I actually forgot the ending to this book. And what I loved about this book is, it was leading to a certain ending that I was dreading. And when I got to the end, that ending never happened. There was a twist that I really enjoyed. And, the thing is that I'm not a real big reader of novels. It actually has to be a real good book, in my opinion. When I read it, if it doesn't interest me right off the bat, I lose interest and go on to something else. This held my attention the whole time. It's like I couldn't put it down. So this is like the only thing besides that comic that I read. But I can show you my reading.
That's good, though. I haven't read a novel for like a couple weeks now, and I have a few I started. So it's good that you finished. Finished one.
Yeah. And then, so I went on vacation. I flew out of town on a Thursday. I did go to my LCS on Wednesday and picked up my books, but I never read them. But I'll show you what I picked up. So Sabrina showed Bug Wars, that cover with Peach Momoko. Well, I end up picking up the Bug Wars 5.
Oh, that one's cool.
I want to read this. So This is pretty much what I'm showing is my reading pile.
Yeah.
So Bug Wars 5.
Yeah, my pickups end up being like that too. I think I have a few reads in mine too.
So, and then another book that Sabrina showed was Exquisite Corpses. This is issue 2. I ended up getting the negative space cover.
Oh, that one looks cool.
And then with San Diego Comic Con coming up next month, I'm starting to pick up blank covers. Let me show the blank cover. So I picked up the blank cover.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
And Joe and Sabrina earlier in the show, they were talking about up and coming like artists and writers, how a lot of them are, right off the bat, they're just looking to show their talents, and they're like, a lot of them are just, just the nicest people. Well, the thing is, I never go to like the guys that, have the long lines. I always go to somebody that looks like they have some talent, and
Right.
I always ask them to do a sketch for me on a cover. So this is one I'm going to bring to San Diego Comic Con.
That'll be awesome.
And then again, Sabrina showed the version where it comes with a trading card. This is issue 2, and this is the one that comes with a trading card. I haven't opened one or this one, so I don't know what card is in it. But
I got Pretty Boy, which I was excited. I really like him.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the reason I bought it, is to get the card.
Yeah.
So I got that.
I'm gonna put it in with my card collection.
Yeah. So Joshua Williamson. This is G.I. Joe number 8. I met Joshua Williamson. The guy is totally awesome. I like his writing. He did Batman and Robin. He wrote that in the very beginning of that series, and then he went to Image and started writing this. This is actually, I'm not a big G.I. Joe fan. I haven't collected any of the Larry Hama run. I did have some, but I might still have some, but I don't know where they're at. But I started reading this series. It's really good. And then New Gods. This is Ram V. I love this. This is issue 7.
That's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, no, it's Evan Cagle. Evan Cagle does the art. Yeah, he's really good. And then, excuse me. And then this is Nightwing. I've collected this since issue 1. 127. There was a time when Nightwing sucked, but I stayed with it because Nightwing's like my favorite. Besides Batman, he's my favorite Batman character in that world. Dick Grayson. So yeah, stayed with that.
Yeah, Nightwing's cool. I've wanted to collect it because the covers sometimes are really badass lately, but I don't collect it because I'm like, I don't need more things to collect. So he didn't make the list, but one of my kids collects them now. So every once in a while I'll get to find a really cool one, or even sneak a read because he collects it now. So
yeah. And then this is Incredible Hulk number 26. Philip Kennedy Johnson has been killing it. As far as horror, okay, let's talk about horror. The thing is, what I love about this series, it definitely has the horror aspect. Yeah. And then the artist that's been writing most of the issues is Nick Klein. And if you could look at this thing, the comics and the interior art looks like this, and there's like monsters and guys actually get killed. Like I'm not a big horror fan, but I don't shy away from violence. I kind of like violence. Violence is dope.
Yeah, you just don't like when it scares you.
Yeah, I don't like to be scared.
There you go. Yeah. Which is silly because then it's like, so wait, you don't get scared by violence?
Right? That's even more frightening right there.
Yeah, no, maybe.
Yeah.
So this is Robert Kirkman. Okay, so I'm late to the game.
Oh, I'm late to that too. So, I picked up some.
He did Walking Dead.
Yeah.
He did Invincible. I never collected any of that, and the thing, I was missing out on so much. Yeah, I know.
Love it. I have both.
I know, but I did start reading this, and Void
Rivals.
Is it
good? I haven't read it yet. I picked it up.
It's amazing. Robert Kirkman, he kills it. The thing with Robert Kirkman, and I did not know. Like again, I'm late to the game. He writes characters. He's like really good at writing characters and characters that you care about. This is an amazing story, and this is what kicked off the Energon verse with G.I. Joe, Transformers. Yeah, this was the comic that started it also.
My favorite thing that he does is he's not afraid to kill them off either. Like, so
No.
he'll make you love this character. They'll be super popular, and then they're done.
Yeah.
Oh,
Doesn't care.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
He's brutal.
So, Gunslinger 44, again, another Tom McFarlane comic that I collect.
Almost cool.
So I had a buddy that I met out in Heroes Con, and I've known him since I've started YouTube, but I met him for the first time going out there. He got me the free comic book day Conan books. I love Conan. Cool. These actually I haven't read yet. Again, most of these comics is part of the reading pile, and that's what I'm going to try to do before I go back to work on Monday. I'm going to try to power through them this weekend. This is I think this is this is Thor versus Hulk, the Banner War. So he gave me that. Let's see. There was I apologize to the writer. I don't remember his full name, but so his last name is Compan, but he's a white dude. So don't let the last name confuse you. He is a white dude, but he wrote this story takes place in feudal Japan, and this guy right here, he's he's a Korean general, and he's actually a real person in history, but this is kind of more into the aspect of fantasy. So I love like feudal Japan like stories. I'm really into that. Into period pieces of like kung fu movies. So this is right up my alley. So when I saw this, I had to get it, and he actually signed each copy. There's five books, cool. 4 books. Sorry. So this is issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, issue 4. So from what I'm showing you guys, I have a lot of reading to catch up on.
Right.
And then so I got a lot more, but I'm gonna make a video on all this stuff. But one I did want to show, and this is kind of similar to what Sabrina showed earlier on the Ghost Rider graphic novel. This is actually from a independent writer. He is the comic book publisher is Comicsburg Comics, and this one's called The Theme of Thief, The Crazy Man Returns. So the story is that there are people in the story. They live in a very violent situation. Their situations are very violent. So what ends up happening is these people, they just disappear. I did read the first chapter. The first chapter is crazy. It starts in the period of America where there were still slaves, and the master he was actually sleeping with the slaves, right? And one of the slaves was a wife of a black slave, and every night he would sleep with the guy's wife. And then one night, the woman, before the slave master could rape the woman, she disappears, right? So the husband, he's like, "Where's my wife?" And he's all, "Your wife disappeared." So the husband thought that the slave master killed his wife, so he kills everyone in the house. It's like wild. So the next day, I guess they find the slave and they hang him. So this is a real. I mean, yeah, that's the first chapter. I read the first chapter. I was like, damn. So right now, I started reading this. I'm gonna finish it. When I'm not sure, but wow, just that first chapter is pretty deep, pretty heavy. Yeah. And then one thing again, supporting local artists, local writers. So when I went on vacation, I handed off a blank cover to a guy that does a lot of fantasy art. and he actually is really good friends with my LCS. So he's done some work for the LCS. Well, I gave him my blank cover of Conan, and when I came back, it was in my box, and this is what the guy did. He drew this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. His name is Justin McKee, and I want to thank Justin for doing this because, oh my God, this is next level. And then
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, and he said that when he has time, because the good thing is that he's starting to get a lot of work.
Yeah.
He's gonna do a Spawn one for me, so I can't wait for him to do that. But yeah, that was
that'd be dope.
the last thing I wanted to share.
Well, I know, Joe, you have to go in 10, so I'll let you do yours before I show mine. I can stay on a little bit longer, so I'll show mine after. I have some pickups I'll share. Before you get off, though, I want to open that Battle Beast, though. But show us what you got. You got a little bit of time.
Okay.
Before.
Hopefully, before my battery dies on my phone, it's getting pretty low. Eventually, I'll get a new phone. I promise. It's on the list of things to do.
No, I'm right. Like,
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so I'm not gonna do books. I'm gonna do VHS because why the hell not?
Ooh, a little bit of what you're watching. No, but I love that. And while you're going through them, tell us if you watched them or not, or when you plan to. How about?
I haven't watched any of them. Yeah, I don't know when ever, but so this one I found really cool at a thrift store. So Toby Hooper, the guy that directed Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Poltergeist, all those cool movies. He also made this movie, Crocodile.
Oh,
right?
I haven't seen that.
Right, this is
It was kind of like a B movie, no? Or
yeah, it's like pretty cheesy. I'm trying to see what year it was from. I don't remember, but yeah, it's
like a low production.
Yeah, these people, they find this crocodile's egg and they take it, and then the giant mother crocodile is like tracking them down and killing them all to get the egg back. Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool.
Gators are like crocodiles and gators are like one of the scarier things because that's like real life.
Yeah, and if you like Toby Hooper, like you know how he does his movies, it's right up there with the rest of them.
They're brutal, dude.
Of course, I had to pick this one up. Spawn.
Oh, and director's cut. That's a good one.
The director's cut, yeah, like it couldn't get any shittier, right?
That's the best.
Is it though? I don't know.
If you like film.
If you like those. This one is just, of course, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That's so cool.
That is awesome.
Right?
I need that in my life.
I have a few copies. So if they have different box art, I'll pick them up, right? So I've got like different versions of it, because it's been re-released. That's why we used to
collect them because they looked so cool, and then we actually used to watch them because I call it my Joe era. There was a point in time where we couldn't afford stream and stuff or cable, so Tony and I would just watch VHSs. You could go to Dimple Records and buy them 10 for $1.
Yes,
10 for $1, and I'm watching all the movies that I love because I love movies. So I've been watching movies all my life.
There's one for you, California people.
Awesome.
The California Raisins.
Why have I actually seen that?
Right.
I've actually
seen that. There was a movie. Wild. I thought it was only commercials.
No, it is a movie. Yeah.
That's wild.
It's got the music and everything.
Oh my god.
Mr. Influencer himself.
Yeah.
So do you guys remember this movie? The Frighteners? With Michael J. Fox?
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Dude, that cover is cool. I don't think I've ever seen the actual.
This is like a pretty cool version for a VHS, but yeah, the face popping out, which is death, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought this was a cool movie. I have a bunch of these Predator. I find these all the time.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, so I just pick them up
movies.
just for American Werewolf in Paris.
Oh, that's
awesome.
Wow. Not as good as American Werewolf in London.
Right? I was gonna say that's not as good as the other one, but that one's pretty good though. It's like cheesier.
Yeah, I think this was 90 something. It was okay, but not the same. Not the same as the original.
Robert said solid VHS tapes, Joseph.
Oh, Robert, while you're here, is Robert still here?
Yeah, anyway, they did do a Christmas special. Yeah, Robert's here.
Here, Robert, for you, buddy. Cassette tapes.
Madonna, what?
Madonna Like a Virgin and Michael Jackson Bad.
Oh, do you have her VHS? Do you have her movie? What's it called? Madonna's movie. Yeah, she had a VHS tape and everything. Yeah. She was in a movie.
No.
Oh, what was it
So
called?
the sad thing is, like, a lot of these thrift stores, if they get VHS tapes that are kind of risque or too much horror, they'll just trash them. They don't even see the floor. Right?
What?
So yeah, I swear. Because a lot of these places are
Desperately
religious.
Seeking Susan. Desperately Seeking Susan. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Desperately Dude, if you haven't seen that, you need to see that.
So, sealed copy of Omen 3. The
Oh,
Final
that's
Conflict.
awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
I love the Omen series.
I love it, yeah. Did you see
Another
the
copy
remake?
of Scream.
Oh, love Scream.
Yeah,
that's my favorite classic is Ghostface.
My wife always says, it's all for you, Damien. It's all for you. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally the best. Literally the best thing. I see it on TikTok all the time too.
Yeah.
TikTok loves scenes like that. That one is
God.
almost as popular as the Harry Potter scene, which I can recite, and I'm not doing that here. Maybe one of these days. Maybe when we get to 1,000 subscribers, okay, guys? Then I'll do the scene.
Okay, so a couple more.
Joe will do the one. All right, what do you got?
Mystery Man.
We just watched that. We just watched
Did you
that
really?
with our kid. Yeah, we watched that all the time. So every once in a while we put it on, and Antonio just put it on the other day for the boys, and they actually sat and watched the whole thing. Finally,
It's because it's like the goofiest superhero movie ever.
it's the best. I love the auditions. The auditions are my favorite part. It reminds me of I think which one did that one? There's some 90s show that did that.
Okay, 3 more, and then I got to bounce, right? This one, because reasons. Wild Things.
Have to. It's a must.
Right?
I just found some comic books, Wild Things. I didn't know they made a comic book.
Dude. Yeah.
How many of those how many copies of that do you own?
Just one.
Uh-huh.
So this one I was shocked to find. Like, I've never seen this one in the wild, but I'm super stoked to have it.
Oh my
Beavis and
god,
Butthead
I
Do
used to
America.
have that one. I need that. I have the whole series.
I was so happy when I found it. Yeah, I have the TV show. I have the DVD set of all the TV show. But yeah, I found this. I was like, holy shit.
He's leaving us. He turns into a pumpkin. I mean, I also turn into a pumpkin, but a little bit later than him. So
this one, I have a different version, like in the regular VHS box, but I found this one in like the Disney box. So I picked it up just because it's.
Oh my god, that's my favorite. I have that comic book series too. I love that one. Love that one.
That's a great movie.
Why was Jim Henson like so positive to children and so traumatizing at the same time? Right?
Oh
like
my
the Muppets.
God.
He did the Muppets and then he did this shit. Like.
Yeah.
I think he stretched his creativity when they were making the puppets because that shit was amazing.
Oh, dude.
I don't know. It's kind of like it's like one of those scary movies that nobody thinks is scary or whatever that you grow up watching, you know?
Like the Labyrinth. The Labyrinth.
Yeah, the labyrinth is like deep, dude. And emotional.
Dude, he straight kidnaps the baby, like.
Yeah.
Those ones are good ones. The Dark Crystal I've seen a couple times, and like I didn't know anyone who had seen it before meeting Tonio. And Tonio loves that one; it's one of his favorites. And then he actually found me the comic books for the Labyrinth and Dark Crystal, so I got to read those. And the comics are even better than the.
Good stuff. Yes, most definitely. So I didn't get time to finish my painting. I'll finish it and I'll show it first thing on the next episode. So
we don't get like a preview.
No, it's really halfway done at this point. I don't want to.
Wow.
No sneak peek? No sneak peek?
All I can say is it's Black Sheep adjacent, I guess you would say.
Okay.
So
Black Sheep.
Check out Air Pirates Radio, episode 11, dun, 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 to see my shitty artwork. And for now, I will say.
And we do actually know what we are on as of this point. We actually are tracking. Yeah. This is episode 10.
Yep. So yeah, I gotta go. Zombie Joe Comics on Instagram. Find them.
Yep.
Air Pirates Radio.
Yeah, for sure.
And Black Sheep Comic Club. Y'all have a good night.
All right. See you, Joe.
Bye.
Bye, brother.
Okay, and then I'll share my pickups real quick. I was gonna let I should post the link here, but I don't know if I'm being tech savvy right now. There we go. There's the link. Y'all can pop in, but I'm cutting it at 7 because I gotta go pick up my boo thing. Okay, so my pickups. Before I do my pickups, I'm finally gonna open this bad boy, like I told you guys earlier. Ooh. So I did finally get my Battle Beast. I wanted to show Joe it too, but he'll just have to watch it on the replay. But I was excited about this one because I actually do collect Invincible, even though it's hard to find them. And so I thought about not getting this because I always buy the poly bags of anything that I collect. But it was at the con for pretty good pricing, so I picked one up. I almost picked up, like, they were doing like 3 for a deal or something like that, but it was at the end when I saw it, so I was like, yeah, I bought too much. Because for it being a small con, I spent a lot. But these ones, it's like a hit or miss. Ooh, can't. And then I had Tonio pick it out, so if it's bad, it's on him. Okay, it's a cool cover, but nothing fancy in it, unfortunately. But I haven't picked up any of these covers, so I definitely don't have it. But there's definitely one
cover. I don't actually. I actually don't read any of those, so I know it's Battle Beast, but man, people are loving it, man. People are. I know
people love it, and honestly, I didn't think I was going to get anything crazy, anyways. But I was hopeful. But I haven't even got to see this or read it, so either way, I didn't have any of them. So, and now I'll buy some. Now I'll buy some more because I kind of like the covers. I mean, I looked at the ones that they have for the current issue that just came out because this is number 1. I think they already have number 2 out. And I saw the covers and they looked really cool. I don't know why I didn't grab it. I can't remember. I think I was just being silly. But I did pick up quite a bit of stuff this month. This week. I go each week. I just didn't want to bring everything out because I just don't want to do all that. So this was from the shop the other day. And I'm going to start with reads. This one is for a read. Anytime I can find an issue 1 of something that looks really cool, I'll pick it up. So Dark Horse, always a thing. For everyone in the chat, I did put the link in, Robert. But if you guys don't want to join, that's fine. We're going to be off soon, so it is what it is. Parasomnia. Joe's not here to say it for me. Parasomnia.
Yeah, you said it right.
Yeah. And this is also an issue 1. I picked this up, a couple of them, because they have different versions of this, but this is Dark Horse, Parasomnia. So, old lady Harley I found in the $2 bin, so of course I grabbed it because I only have 2 of the covers so far. But once I figured out they were doing an old Harley, I had to grab her because I do collect a lot of Harley. I guess I'm not, number 1 collector or whatever, but I collect a lot of comics. I don't collect a lot of statues. Yeah, but they collect a lot of other stuff. I like comic books with Harley in it, but I also love a lot of the different. I have probably a bigger Vampirella collection, but I think my biggest is actually Batman, surprisingly. So, but I have a lot of Harley, and I keep going with it. So I have about 2 long boxes worth of Harley books. So whether it's her books, she's in them, she's on the cover, or whatever. Pretty Violent. This is issue 1. Now I do actually feel like I have a couple of these. I can't remember, but it's an issue 1, so I can read it and then see if I like it. This is a cover buy, but also a read.
Oh wow!
I love art, so Art Brut is or Brute.
So the Mona Lisa is as big as it's so small. When we went to Paris to look at the Mona Lisa. You're expecting like a big old print. It's like that small. It's like super small. In a frame.
I don't know if I ever saw it.
I was like, "What the heck?"
Sheena, have you read it yet? I started reading it because I got the really cool cover, with it up close and her looking real old. Even the Joker, all the characters are in it old. I don't know. I really like that. I like the old stuff. Batman Ghost. This is a Halloween special, so I missed this one when it came out, I guess. So I don't have it, so I grabbed it. Not much to say. Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. I love them. That's nice. It for the recent one. This was literally the other day, and then earlier in the week, I picked up a bunch of other ones. But I've been going with the dinosaur covers. So, Where Monsters Dwell, and this is an issue 1, so it's going to be a read. Usually, issue 1s I'll read for sure. I did get the number 2 for it as well, so I could read both of them, I guess. This is literally just because it's cheersing. There's beer and they're cheersing. I don't collect Thor. I also like the little, Pride, the little rainbow. Black Cat, Mary Jane.
I like it.
Love them. This one I have a lot of copies of. It's just something I've always grabbed. I like the cover a lot. So Nightmare. Moon Girl. I collect Moon Girl, and it's because of the whole dinosaur cover thing I've been doing. I got into Moon Girl, but it's actually a really cool read, and I've been reading it with one of my kiddos. But I stays with my collection, so every once in a while.
Did you watch the Disney Plus show?
Not yet. I'm behind on a lot of shows because I've been watching like really random stuff lately. Yep. This one's a cover by. I also don't collect this one either. I just saw it and was like, okay, I want it because it was for a good price. Batman Red Hood. Bat cool. Daddy, always. And I love Red Hood. Gotham City. Kind of reminds me of the Hellboy covers.
Very cool.
Crush and Lobo. Because I mean, everybody's into Lobo, I guess, lately. But really, I've always loved this duo series that they have. I've been grabbing it. The covers are really cool too, which is nice. And then anything Penguin, I've been trying to get my hands on because Penguin's was really hard to find, especially after the show came out. Unless you're like ordering online, I don't order online. So, but this one I grabbed, and then this cover, which I really loved.
Very cool.
West of Sundown. This one always does movie homages, so I always grab this series, but I haven't read it, so I think I'm gonna finally read it because I did grab a few more issues recently. So I got these two.
Art looks good.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's why I grabbed it. It's like sometimes it's a cover by and then you want to read it. Like some of these are also ones that I'll end up putting into my little packs that I've been making and stuff. But Batman vs. Bigsby. Some of these covers came out really cool. I haven't read it. It's like you, I have a big read pile. They did a little crossover, so snatch that up.
Rangers and Moon Girl.
Little fire and ice, but again, because we got Lobo. Human Target. It's like he's eating. At first, I thought it was a glizzy, but it's like a donut or something. I think it's a donut. But I don't know. I really like the cover. It just reminds me of like a super corny, like old pop cover.
Yeah.
It's like I collect so many random things because I have ADHD, right? So like for me, birds, I love birds. So I've always collected covers with birds on it. And I do have a pretty big Wonder Woman collection now. So grab that one. I do love a lot of the covers that have been coming out. So she's definitely covered by. I haven't really started reading Wonder Woman. I do want to do that though. Fire and Ice. Amethyst. And then there's another one on the back. Double bag. Good thing Joe's not here. Bloodlines. Dungeons and Dragons.
I love it.
I thought that was cool.
It's a good read.
I don't have the whole set yet, so hopefully I can find it. But I've still been kind of grabbing them.
They're easy to find. They're inexpensive. So yeah.
Yeah, always cheap. Tomahawk. Yeah. This I really liked. I'm gonna try to find this series and get into it, but I'm gonna read this one. So. Cool. But it has like a pretty, I don't know, it's got a pretty cool vibe, like a more mysterious vibe. But it's still got like all the dark stuff on it too, which Batman's usually dark. Wonder Woman, again, because Wonder Woman, but this is, I think, the Valentine's variant that came out a couple years ago. I don't think this is from this year.
Yeah.
Superman, this is a thick bitch, but it's like more of a darker Superman vibe. And then we got Wonder Woman on the cover. So that's really why I grabbed it. Another one of the Gotham City. They had a couple different cover options. So, but again, it gave me like that Hellboy vibe, so I grabbed it.
Superman.
Yeah, a little thick cover thirst trap for you. And that's it. That's all I really brought out, but that's a lot to go through. But yeah, I went to the shop, I think, like 4 times this past week, like to the shop or just to the warehouse, because like I just been wanting to dig lately because I just don't have much time anymore, I feel like. So I made some time this week.
Well, the thing with me is that I did buy a lot of books when I was on vacation. And the thing with vacation is like, you buy it when you're on vacation, but then you got to bring them back. My backpack wasn't as heavy as when I brought it back. And I did put a lot of comics in my luggage. The thing is that I brought those, those comic book portfolio folders.
Oh, yeah.
I bought a couple
I
of those.
Get one.
Yeah, no, it's I take them to cons. I even take it to the LCS. It's just an easy way to transport comics from here to there without them getting, damaged too much. But I actually we have time. I do have more to show.
Yeah, we can go on for a couple more minutes, like probably another 10 or so.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So
Sure,
I'll just
sure.
power through them real quick.
Yeah.
So the thing is that some of these books I did show last Saturday on the Air Pirates episode 9. But let me show you. Because when I was on vacation, besides the Comic-Con, I visited like 6 LCSs from like one in Washington D.C., 2 in Maryland, Annapolis, and 3 in the North Canton, Ohio area. So
Oh, wow. That's
this
kind of fun, though.
yeah, it was fun. So I did finish the current run of King Spawn. This is issue 38. I was missing this one, so I picked this one
Oh,
up.
that cover is awesome.
I love throne covers. Throne covers usually do not disappoint, and this one doesn't.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool with the skulls. So I picked that one up.
Sometimes their covers are really cool. I saw the Mark Spears Spawn come out, and I don't buy Spawn, but my husband does like Spawn a lot. It's just he actually that was when we don't really sell comics, but that was one of the few things that he actually sold that whole collection. You know, people do that sometimes. He actually did that with Spawn.
Yeah. Especially when it's so hot. People
right.
People
Well, it
buy
was probably before, so he probably regrets it when he did it. But everyone always does, right? So, but he wanted to, start whatever else he wanted to do. I get it now because I used to be able to focus and I can't now. But we found this really cool Mark Spears one, and he does gorilla covers, and then he loves Spawn. And I found this one with the gorilla. I can't even think of. Yeah, Sigor.
Yeah,
and it was
that's a cool cover.
beautiful.
I didn't get that one. I thought they were gonna put that in my pull list folder, but they didn't. But it's okay.
It was beautiful. I saw it and I was like, oh my god. I don't really read Spawn, but the character looks really cool.
Well, the Spawn, Mark Spears, he did a Spawn cover, one of his first Spawn covers, and I had it, but the thing is, when I got it, Mark Spears wasn't as popular as right now. So as soon as I saw that, this Mark Spears is going for big money, the Spawn cover, I looked through my short box and I had it. I was like, fuck yeah. Because I bought it, it's regularly in my pull list anyways. Yeah. So I had it. So another thing that I found was a copy of Scorched #1. And I actually
I saw that one.
Yeah, I posted this for Thick Thursday. Thick Thigh Thursday.
Looks really good.
Yeah, no, it's Tom McFarlane. Tom McFarlane did this one.
Yeah.
Dude still got it.
Yeah, I like how, because I've always liked his covers though, but I like how he does women, which I know, he's not necessarily well known for, drawing women necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's a guy on IG, and I apologize because I can't remember his name, but he posted this. This is a Scorched issue 34, and it's a dope.
Oh wow!
Cover. Here, let me show you the back part. But I saw it, and it was I do have 34, but I don't have this variant. When I saw it, I had to have it, and when I was on vacation, I found it. So this is the front of 34, and then this is the back.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I had to have it. It was cool that I found it. So, and again, I apologize because the guy that posted it, that's how I knew that I wanted it. Is I saw it on IG and I was like, oh man, I got to look for that, and I found it. And then I don't know if we're gonna have like a big booty, a big booty cover, but I found a Scorch cover.
Fat Ass Friday.
Was it?
Yeah. You can use that hashtag anytime. Oh, that's a good one.
I know. It's sexy cover. Yeah.
No, but it's also good ass. Like sometimes they just don't even go there, and you went there.
And she has a Gatling gun, and she just killed a bunch of dudes.
That's awesome.
So that's dope. I had to pick that up.
You can even do that for Woman Power Wednesday. That's a lot of power,
That is a lot of power.
That's one of my favorite ones. I haven't done that in a while. We should do that hashtag soon.
Yeah. So one, there's a cause that's going strong. It's part of the comic community. It's Comics Curing Cancer. and this was a comic that they were selling at the comics curing cancer booth. I ended up picking it up.
It's so
It's a
beautiful. The
dope.
purple.
Yeah, it's like a dope whole cover, and the proceeds go to comics curing cancer.
Shout
So
out Rob Stacks.
yeah,
Mr. Rob
dude,
Fat
he was
Stacks.
running it, dude. That guy, he could sell snow to an Eskimo. That guy is such a good salesman. It was like crazy. So I ended up picking.
Oh yeah, because you saw him in person. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Well, I mean, on the show though, he does really well. I actually missed it today, but I wanted to do the gym and stuff, and I knew I had this show, and I'm like, I really wanted to, which I'm glad you hit me up because I'm like, you know what, let me just do it today, because I work tomorrow anyways, and like I told you, I'm in a different kind of world now, work wise, which I'm enjoying. Like I said, I've been very humbled by the whole situation. So, but now I gotta actually think about rest and stuff, because you're on your feet all day long. But
I know about that. Yeah, my job. Yeah, we get out here, so you just gotta make sure you have some good shoes.
But see, Hokas. I like
some
what looks
Hokas.
good.
Hokas are amazing.
I'm the worst. I collect platforms, and so I have a lot of platform shoes, and so a lot of my platform shoes. So, but I have Vans that are platforms too, though. Not just
I love Vans. I wear Vans
all
too.
different types. And so I have a lot of Vans, but some of them are platform Vans. And I wear all different types of shoes, but I do not wear shoes for comfort. That's something I don't do.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Man.
I wish I was wired different, but
okay. There's a funny story behind this this comic. So I saw this comic. I went to a comic book store in Washington D.C. Shout out to Phantom Comics in Washington D.C. So it was funny because we couldn't find parking. My wife was in the car driving around the block while I was in this LCS. And I told my wife, I'm going to go in there, jump in there, try to find something to buy, and then jump in the car, and we were going to drive to, where were we driving to? Oh, Ohio. We were driving to Ohio. It's like for a 6-hour drive. But I wanted to go to LCS in the area. So I picked this up. The lady said, oh, it's $9.99. So I'm thinking, oh, shit, that's a beautiful cover. I'll buy it. No, it wasn't $9.99. It was $99.99. It was $100.
Oh my god! So, and you still bought it?
I thought I paid $10, but we're driving to Ohio, and my wife goes, "What did you spend $100 on?" I go, "What do you mean $100? I only spent I told her I only spent like $14. No, you spent $104.
No,
I bought a 1 in 100 cover of Storm #1.
That's dope, though. I collect Storm. That's awesome.
Oh, I love it.
I just started collecting her this year because she's she's beautiful. It's because I only really rock with her Mohawk version. All the Mohawk covers of her and stuff, like when she rocked it.
Yeah, this Storm's sexy, and
she's amazing.
Love this.
I mean, it's a good book to make that mistake on. It's beautiful, dude.
All right, Sheena, have a good night. You take care, okay?
Bye, Sheena. Yeah, we're hopping off soon anyways, though, but...
So this, and then, every time I find blank Spawn covers, I buy those.
And do you get those done at the cons a lot, or do you just have a bunch of blank ones?
Our next, when we have our next Air Pirates, I have a whole stack of covers that I had sketches done on. I want to highlight those. So I'll show them on our next show.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I always pick them up, but I never actually get sketch. I don't know. I always end up just hunting books when I go to the con, talking to people rather than pay. Like you, I don't want to wait in line, and I hate to pay to talk to somebody or get their signature or something.
Yeah.
But the sketches are really cool because at least you're getting art done by them, I guess.
Oh yeah,
so I might start doing it. I have a bunch of them.
Well, some guys, even though they're not known, they could draw their asses off. So I'm kind of I
don't really like the known ones. Yeah, I always go for the ones that aren't well known. And it's just I always go for we get prints and stuff and sketches and things like that.
You show some of the stuff that you pick up. Stuff you pick up is awesome.
Yeah, and that was just a small con. Yeah. So I just don't usually share it. So it's nice. It's nice to have this platform to start sharing it more.
Yeah,
for sure.
So this was a Scorch comic that was missing. I found it in a comic book store in Ohio.
Oh, that's awesome.
So Scorch 4, picked that up. I also picked up this Spawn 202 at the same shop. This was from, the shop was Hazel's Heroes in North Canton, Ohio. So I picked that up. And then These comics I did show last week, but this is what the most money I spent at the con was on this. So these were homage Spawn covers. So I'll rifle through them real quick. This was $227. And
that one's cool.
These are all the Spawn covers, homage Spawn covers. This is Spawn 230. This was the one that I wanted. I wanted, and this is the first comic that I bought at the con. Okay, talking about Mark Spears, I found this in a dollar bin. This was Silverhawks number 3. So this was a Mark Spears cover.
Oh, that's awesome!
And when I saw this, I was like, "Oh shit, are you kidding me?" So I picked that up.
He's so talented that he could do anything.
Oh my gosh, the colors! I mean, his color palette, and just how it's so detailed.
Well, and like with the monsters, the villains, like it's where you really can see he shines. So like you can always tell it's him. I don't know. I like his style.
His covers pop. They're so good.
Yeah.
221, Spawn 221.
Oh, that's cool.
And then this.
So you have a lot of Spawn. Is that like that's the biggest part of your collection then? Is Spawn?
Well, that for me, that's the comics that I'm chasing is that. And as far as the run right now is at 1 to 365. I'm only missing like 40 issues.
Oh wow! So, and you get all of them, like all the different variants and all the different.
That's
or you just
next.
Want one? Okay.
That's next. Once I go for one,
get one of each. Yeah.
1 to 364 or 365, wherever it's at right now, because it's still going on. It's an ongoing title. Then I'm gonna try to get all the individual. So it's a lifetime of collecting. I'll never.
You'll never be able to stop.
I'll go to my grave not having everything, but it's
really?
Okay. It's part of the chase. It's part of the fun of collecting. Is you try to get everything,
Yeah, I have a few characters like that I'll do, but I mean they don't have half as much as Spawn goes, like you said, goes on forever.
Yeah, and it started in the early 90s. So okay, so 224.
Oh, that cover's cool.
226. And the last one is Spawn 228, and this is the Action Comics number 1, the homage to Action Comics number 1.
That's beautiful.
I did show them last week, but I want to show them again because after that, I'm gonna file them away, so they'll be locked away for a while.
Beautiful money on those, so I get it. But I like that though. I like it's like a little portion of your collection, and it's all homages. So that's cool.
Yeah. Very hard to find, and I was happy to find them at Heroes. So yeah. So thank you for letting me show that, Sabrina.
Of course. I enjoy seeing it. Normally, I can just go on. I'm chauffeur today, which works out though because it's cool to do short little show stuff because we'll keep them going, and soon we will be on every Saturday, which I guess we could jump into that too since we're wrapping things up. But we will start doing so it'll be every Saturday or Sunday each weekend, depending. I mean, I'm happy that you guys go on without me, but if you guys can't go on without me, then y'all can go on when I can go on or whatever, and we'll figure that out. But I am at
the thing is, I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on if you're not on, Sabrina, because you pretty much run this shit. And the thing is, that you run this show and it's smooth.
Yeah, and we have fun. So and I enjoy it. Yeah. So if anything, we can make it like a Sunday or Saturday vibe. But honestly, the show works no matter, like you said, because it works on its own. And then Joe is pretty good with the flow. So we'll be here hopefully every weekend. Just depends on which day of that weekend. So anyone that wants to watch us or continue watching us, which I know today was low key, which is fine. We changed it up. And we didn't really broadcast it. So we'll try to be better about that. But also y'all can catch us on the replay and hopefully it's just as fun.
Yep.
But we'll always have really cool weird books to share, random, titles that we go through. You always have original art by Joe. Maybe sometimes I'll draw something or Paul will draw. Do you draw?
What? Stick figures? Sure, I can draw stick figures.
So maybe you'll get a really badass stick fig, like those are like in high demand. So, but we do have a lot of really cool challenges going on. Just follow the Black Sheep Comic Book Club. We are doing, which Paul and I are on that joint effort. He's part of the social media team for that club. So that's really cool too. We're really happy to have him on it. But now that means we're going to have more content coming at y'all. So next month is going to be, just like Joe said earlier, a whole week of bangers or not bangers, whatever you think is explosive. But it'll be hashtag BSCC explode the feed. And it'll be 7 days of themed days, but all just one graphic, one hashtag to make it nice and simple and easy. We will pick a winner and send some raw and nerdy books to them. And that's just something that I've been working on. So I'm just going to donate those to the cause. So, or you'll get something from someone else's collection in the social media team. But we'll send some out to the winners, and we'll try to send some really fun books that you guys can then post for future content, future hashtags that we'll come up with. And then, of course, there's the normal hashtags. Paul, where can we find you?
So pretty much on Saturdays, I'm going to be here, Air Pirates Radio, representing Black Sheep Comic Club. What's up? On Tuesday, I have a community live stream with some other people, my homies, the Tuesday Night Amazing Friends. So hopefully you can join us on Tuesday nights. And
This
then
is a really good show. Really good show.
Thank you. We have fun. We're just like here. We have fun.
Well, I'm going to try to catch it because my schedule's all over the place. So I think I'll be able to catch watching you or like the rewind.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you. And then on Sundays, I have a one-on-one conversation show. It's conversation with the community. One of my past guests has been Sabrina Coffee Munster. And we had a great conversation. So pretty much what I like to do is talk to different people in the community. Not necessarily people that are like on everybody's show. I like to highlight people that deserve to be highlighted. Last week I had Kelly Comics. Tomorrow, what I usually do on these one-on-one interviews, they're usually recorded. Well, actually, tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing Real Rude. He's actually one of the amazing friends on Tuesday nights. We're actually going to do this interview without our shirts. So
there you go. I'll definitely be watching then.
Well, he usually, when it gets too hot, he doesn't wear a shirt. So he shows up. I go, dude, I told him, dude, I've been working out too, man. So we could do this. We could do the interview with no shirt. So we're going to pretty much he might be wearing a mask though. Or a Lucha Libre mask. So it's going to be a pretty interesting time. And it's going to be live, people. So the chat's going to be, the chat, it's going to be on fire. The chat's going to be on fire because it's going to be live. It's not going to be pre-recorded. So hopefully you can join us 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern time.
And that's tomorrow?
That's tomorrow, Sunday.
Perfect. So catch Paul Sunday, which you're always posting something Sunday anyways, even if it's not live.
Yes, it's always those time slots.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then same, I can be found here on Saturday or Sundays, which we'll start really pumping them out. We might throw in some random other days as we go through it, because I'm going to just try to give more time to the Air Pirates. I still have my Coffee Munster stuff everywhere, so if you're on TikTok and stuff, I'm definitely more free over there, so don't come over there if you're going to be hating, because I don't need it. I don't want to hear it. Right? And I'm going to do me regardless, so it really don't matter. So you're just wasting your air. But yeah, so check us out. And then Instagram, I'm definitely gonna try to be more active, because damn, people don't pay attention if I'm not active enough. It's kind of rude and hurtful. So I'm gonna try to be on there some more. But in the meantime, y'all can catch us on all those different platforms, and we will be here on the weekends to hang out. Catch the low grades Friday, catch Stacks on Saturday, and other days too. He's throwing out content all the time. And then you got Paul on Tuesdays and now Sundays. So which will be here also Saturdays and Sundays. So y'all going to have all kinds of stuff coming at you. So follow the Black Sheep Comic Book Club to keep up with it all. And thanks so much for watching. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.